You got that right. It's your blonde bombshell with you, and we've got 20 more questions to do for question and answer number 4. So, let's start with the first question. What are 3 of your favorite all-time CDs and why? Well, we're going to have to go with the George Strait straight out of the box, which has almost everything in it. But I love that song that George Strait sings, which is probably not in that set. We really shouldn't be doing this. That's one of my favorite songs of his. And there's another one too that I like. I can't think of the name right off the top of my head, so but that's another one of mine. I know it's not on the same CD. Garth, of course. Every thing that he releases is like gold. Um, but then there, of course, there's Chris Young, Easton Corbin, Dustin Lynch, Dylan Scott, just to name a few. So there's too many really to answer that question, and I'm sorry, but I just love my music. It motivates me. If your entire life was a movie, what title would best fit? I would say my entire life, from beginning to now. Hmm. Something like The Unbreakable Spirit. I think that would be a good fit. What is one thing you will never do again? Well, as you all know, I'm selling my wedding dress, and I've pretty much given up hopes on love working out for me, and that's why I'm adopting. I would say probably falling in love, because love makes you so stupid. It makes you go, okay, you know what? I I want to do everything for my partner, and I want to uplift him. I want to, make him the man that I see that he is and he could be, but he doesn't see that in himself. And I think that I do too much of that. And that's one reason that love doesn't work for me. I see the best in the guy, and I'm like, you know what? I can make him better. Well, you know what? You can't change him, honey. And there's only so much you can do. And sometimes you have to. I think a lot of my problem is I don't really love myself, and that's hard for me to say. But the reason I don't love myself is because of my weight and my PCOS, which it's all underlying issues. And to me, it's not fair to bring a guy in because the dream that he wants his own kids may never happen. And my age, and I want to adopt, and most guys don't want to adopt. They want their own kids. And I wouldn't want to be a burden. So I would say one thing I would never want to do again is be a burden. And I don't want to be something that they regret or wish they never done. Sorry. If you had to describe yourself as an animal, which one would it be? I like tigers, panthers, and animals like leopards and cheetahs because to me they go on, and sometimes they have to do it alone. So I think that describes me. If you could play one instrument that you aren't able to play now, what would it be and why? Um, my great grandpa made me a fiddle, and he was quite the woodworker. And I told him back then that I would love to play the fiddle, but I didn't have one, and of course, they're expensive, and I had a piano at home, but I just never learned how to play it. So I have a fiddle in the basement that my great grandfather made me, and someday I would like to learn to play it. Which historical figure would you like most to be? Oh, goodness. I don't know. I'm not much into history. Um, I would say probably Jackie Onassis, Kennedy Onassis, because she had class. She was able to be like holding it all together when everything was falling apart. So probably her. If you could live in a book, TV show, or movie, Out of all three, which one would you choose and why? Well, it's funny you should ask. If I was to live in a book, TV show, and or movie, it would be the Hallmark Channel. There was a book called Unleashing Mr. Darcy. There was a movie called Unleashing Mr. Darcy, so it was on TV. I know it's not a TV show, but I think the book and the movie would have to be Unleashing Mr. Darcy. If it was a TV show, I don't know. Probably I'd be on the Chrisley Family or Ms. and Mrs. I don't know. I love those two shows right now. If you could time travel to go back to the past or to the future. You know, everything in life, even if it's bad, and even if we want to go back and fix it, sometimes we don't get that second chance. The future sometimes is better not knowing what's going to happen, because it's not always wonderful. Next question. What is home, quote unquote, to you? Home to me isn't any particular thing. It isn't any particular item. It can't be bought. It is a feeling that you get, that you're loved, you're respected, you're wanted, and that's home. The people in your home make it home. That's home. If you could have the answer to any question, what question would it be? Oh, there's so many whys, what ifs, and all this stuff in the world that would be wonderful to have the answer to. Sometimes we're not blessed to know the answer, and that's a shame. I think that every question that leaves us wondering why or what caused any fallout is a shame, because it's a lack of communication. So it's not so much the answer to the question, it's the lack of communication to the question that you want to ask that should be the real question. What are you most grateful for? Oh, good gravy, my family. I think that we've been through a lot in a short period of time. We've lost so many people, but yet we made our time worthwhile with the people when they were here. And that's what makes a difference. And I just hope, I know in my heart they know how much they were loved. But for all of us to lose so much in a short period of time, it's just a lot to comprehend. If you were ahead of a major TV station for one day, what would you play? Hallmark movies, of course, and country music. Mix it up a little bit, and probably some WWE involved. Just saying. If you could join any past or current music group, which would you want to join? I would say past. Let's do it this way. We'll do it as if it was past and if it was current. Past, I'd want to join Sawyer Brown because I always loved Mark Miller and his dance moves. Current, I would say singing group. Maddie and Tay, I kind of respect those two, so they need a third wheel. What celebrities would you like to meet at Starbucks for a cup of coffee? I've never been to Starbucks. Never, ever, ever. If I was to meet them for a cup of coffee, I would have to say Chris Young or Easton Corbin, and something, because you can learn a lot over a cup of coffee. I don't drink coffee myself. I drink tea. I would hope Starbucks has tea, but like I said, never been to Starbucks. What are three things that you do? What three things do you think of most each day? Oh, good gravy. From the moment I get up, I think about my list of my to-do list, what I have to do, what I have to get done, what needs to be done. Do I work today? Do I not work today? Your mind is always working, so it's never really just three things. It's always a list of things. But the very first thing I'm thinking of is, does everybody have breakfast? After breakfast, I'm moving on to, did I feed all the animals? After the animals, I'm moving on to, okay, do I work today or do I not? I think those would be the first three things. Does your family have a motto that's spoken or unspoken? I would say that we have a motto by my mom that is very much spoken by her all the time. Cleanliness is next to godliness, and she thinks it should be an amendment to the Bible. So I would say that that would probably be the motto that our family has. What's the most daring thing you have ever done? YouTube. A lot of people come up to me that are my friends, to also my YouTube viewers that I'm blessed to have. Thank you for subscribing, by the way. I haven't said that in a while. And this is the honest to God thing. This whole channel is all me. And, you know, I put my feelings out there for the world to see. You know, I wear my heart on my sleeve, as most people have told me. And I honestly just believe that if you feel something and you can't reach the person, then the best way to do it is through YouTube, because that's the only chance that you're going to get your side of what you want said. So that's why. Which would you rather do? 1, wash dishes. 2, mow the lawn. 3, clean the bathroom. Or 4, vacuum the house. I usually do most of this on my day off. I would say anymore, I like to mow the lawn, even if I'm push mowing, because it's exercise and I feel the burn. So I like doing that because we have the backyard, the front yard, the empty lot, and I'm praying that it doesn't rain tonight because I have some seeds. I do have to mow tomorrow, so I would say that. What is your favorite genre of book to read? Of course, it's always usually Western, and it's always usually a romance involved. I usually don't like mystery or suspense or anything horror, but I like to have a little bit of comedy, a rom-com a little bit into the books, and it makes for a nice book read. What 2 radio stations do you listen most to in your SUV? Well, I would say WIXY out of Champaign. I love their radio station. Sometimes I listen to WMCI, but not too often anymore. I would say all the radio stations in Effingham, and I think there's one out of Onley that's country too, but I don't remember their call letters. What would you rather have, a photographic memory or gain an extra 40 IQ points? You know, I would say 40 IQ points, because a photographic memory, sometimes you could save memories that aren't that great. And that completes 20 questions for the number 4 level. Thank you for joining me. And this weekend, we're going to be busy. We got more questions to answer. So it's going to be great. If you have relationship questions, I'm not getting away from it. Please send them to me. I will do my best to deal with those as they come. I do have a few coming in right now, but I'm not going to get to them tonight. This was just a bonus video that I wanted to do really quick to get this in, because I've actually got questions backing up. But relationship questions, send them in, and I'll do my best to answer them. And thank you very much. One and all, God bless.